Welcome to Crafty Little Beach. This is Julie. Today I have a Dollar Tree DIY for you.
I'm just going to take one of these cutting board signs from Dollar Tree. It can be any of them. They also have them like in a farmhouse. I think I had this one left over from fall. And then I thought I would use one of these adorable little bee placemats from the kitchen section at Dollar Tree and just cover this. We can make like a really fun little bee cutting board that you could like kind of lean on your counter in your kitchen, hang on your wall. It would be super cute as well. I'm just going over the actual image and I'm using an ink pen. That one wasn't working too well. And going around all the edges so I'll know where to paint or to cut, not paint. I am doing this voiceover kind of late at night. My son graduated from high school today. Super proud of him. He graduated with high honors. He's so smart, and I could not be more proud of him. We had a great time. We went out to eat. We have lots of family staying with us in town. And we finished it off with a quick swim in the ocean, came home, had some graduation cake and gifts. It was really fun. He didn't want to have like a large party, and I totally get it. So we had some family fun instead. So I just cut out both layers, as you can see, because the image that we're covering on the cutting board is got glitter, all that stuff. And I thought if I had this, then it's going to be like kind of a built-in liner. Now, I kind of wish I would have done like a white fabric instead because you kind of can see that gray through the final product, but it's not too bad. So just went over the whole thing with Mod Podge, of course, and then lay the liner down and on there. And I'm trying to make sure that it didn't fray too much on the edges, but we will finish that up later. Now for the first layer, I do go over the whole thing with Mod Podge. And I want to kind of dry this section first, kind of working in layers. Once that dry, I do go over it with another layer of Mod Podge, but this is to stick on the next layer. Isn't this fabric cute? They also have like the dinner plates and the salad plates. Oh my gosh, they're so beautiful. I love it. I did pick up one of the dish pieces and I will show you that here in just a minute. So I go over the top of that with more matte Mod Podge to seal that on. Make sure that fabric's not going anywhere and definitely going to be just a decorative little cutting board to hang on the wall. Now, I didn't really like that the edges were kind of frayed, kind of exposed, so I thought maybe some Dollar Tree rope might do a good job of sealing that in. And that brown rope's kind of going to go with my bee vibe as well. I use that a lot with like the beehives and the skeps and stuff like that. So I think we can make that work if we just kind of line that all around the edges. Now I do want this to still look like a cutting board. And so it did have like a little hole in the top. And so I do want to add that back to it so that we can add a little handle to our cutting board. So just an X-Acto knife. And then I tried to kind of put like, any kind of like a pencil shape forward through there. Didn't want to really take that shape too well. But what I ended up doing was just drying the Mod Podge a little bit. And then it was able to like kind of poke that hole through the fabric a little bit easier. Or it'll kind of stay open like that. Now it's time to line this with a little border of Dollar Tree rope. I work on a silicone mat, so I'm kind of doing a bead of hot glue just along the edges. I want it to kind of be on the very edges, kind of framing it out like that. And it's so easy when you do that like on a silicone mat because you don't have to worry about your hot glue sticking to anything. Otherwise, if you're not, you're going to want to kind of have this on its side and kind of hot glue that to the side. So we're just going to do that all the way around this board. I'm not really going to add like any words or anything like that. I like that simple like gray and yellow bee and flower design. I think it's so pretty and it's going to go great with some of the other pieces that I found. Now I thought, we were already using the Dollar Tree rope, so I thought that would make a perfect handle as well. To kind of feed it through though, I put a little hot glue on the end to kind of make that easier to feed through. Then I'm just going to loop that up I don't want to make it big knots. So what I do is I take it, tie it through, but then I only pull it through one knot just to make the knot a little bit smaller and then kind of pull that tight. Kind of made it a little longer than I wanted. So I just pull that down to shorten it a little bit. But we get a great little rope hanger that you can use to hang it, or it looks kind of just cute over to the side. Before I put the rope on there, I did go over the rope with a lighter just to kind of burn off some of the excess, but I did notice there was still a little bit fuzzy, so I'm just going to kind of go around one more time with that just to kind of clean that up a little bit more. Isn't that a cute little cutting board? I think it is so much cuter than it was before, and it's going to go great with some of these bead pieces in my kitchen and dining room area.
And on the next day after it dried, you can see a little bit of that gray coming through, which is totally fine. But if you want yours super white, you might want to line it with like a white fabric. But this is how it turned out. It's really simple and fun, but I love using the placemats like that from the Dollar Tree for crafting. They work great.